everyone and welcome to another of our employment videos. Today we are interviewing a nurse and asking her all of your questions. So we have Bekah with us today. So Bekah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your job is?
Yeah, so I am Bekah, as Katherine has said. I am a staff nurse. I work with elderly patients in an orthopaedic rehab ward. So that is dealing with people who have broken their bones, had surgery, and they come to my ward for a bit of physio, a bit of therapy, and hopefully get them back out into the community or off to care homes, wherever is best for them to be. And that's really my job.
Nice. I'm so glad you explained what an orthopaedic rehab was. The first question we have is, what advice do you have for someone who is hoping to be studying nursing in September?
The advice I always give, so I'm a mentor, so any students that come into my ward, 9 times out of 10, I am looking after them and I help them through their training. And my advice is always, don't be afraid to ask questions. Nursing is a massive, massive field and you won't know everything. I'm 5 years qualified and I'm still asking my seniors questions for things that come through the door and I don't have a clue what's happening. We may not have the answers, and if that's the case, we go away and we research together.
Mm-hmm.
Any advice for you before you start your nursing training is just research. So I did adult nursing because that's a good base to have, but you've got paediatric nursing, which is children's nursing, mental health, learning disabilities. Read into all of them to find out what you want to do. Adult nursing is the biggest field. You're not always in a hospital, you could be out in the community, you could be in care homes. Just research what you want to do, really, and then go for it.
What is the most stressful part of being a nurse?
I would just say, for me, I like routine. And in a ward, routine is really difficult because your day is different every day. And if my routine goes out the window, I get a wee bit stressed out about that. It's just really not, half the time, not knowing what you're going to deal with in a day. When emergencies happen, that gets really stressful because, again, you just never know what's going to be. But you deal with it and you have a team around you, and I'm quite lucky in the ward that I'm in that we're quite a good support system.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are stressed, we always talk about it, or my boss is really good at de-stressing me. So yeah, I'd say that's my most stressful thing. And time management is also really difficult. We're always told to have good time management, and again, when something throws you off in the day that wasn't meant to be part of your day, your time management goes through the window as well, which stresses me out. Even though I'm not great at keeping time, that really stresses me out because I'm like, oh, I have all these things to do. I would say that is stressful.
That's probably really good to know, because it, like, for someone who really likes routine, it might be that certain types of nursing are better than others. And
Yeah, definitely. I would say ward life is probably not the life to have if you like routine. That's probably not it.
if you're someone that likes different things every day and
Yeah,
never
totally.
really know what's going to happen next and would feed off that, then maybe wards are more the kind of thing that you'd go for.
Or A&E, you never know what's coming through the door in A&E.
Yeah.
That's a fun. I never got A&E, and I wish I did. That's a fantastic place to learn.
Mm.
And I think that's a good place if you ever get it. It's a good place to learn, like, how to deal with those situations, so that when you are faced with them in a more calm and quiet environment, you deal with it better.
Did it take a while to get used to the environment of, like, working in a hospital or working in different wards, and how stressful was that?
Looking back, I don't remember getting used to it. Like, I don't remember being thrown in at the deep end, but I mean, I think I was, though. I'd never done anything to do with nursing, anything to do with care before I started my training.
Mm-hmm.
So really didn't know what I was going into. I'd had family members in hospital and I'd seen, like, what nurses did
Mm-hmm.
for them. But I had no clue about what to expect when I went on a ward. I thought it was all medical, and I would be handed out tablets and dressing wounds and stuff like that. And actually, it's so much more than that. You have to assist people with washing and eating, and you are caring fully for multiple people in a day. So I don't remember being like, oh my goodness, I don't know if this is for me. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just kind of got on with it. But there was people in my year, and I've seen students who are just like, it just deer in headlights, who just don't have a clue. If people explain it to you properly, what nursing is, you do get used to it, and it can take a wee bit of time. It can take you a week, it can take 2 years. Like, you just don't really know.
So would you recommend, if someone was looking into nursing, to like try and get some care experience of some description?
100%. I don't know if it's just in Scotland, but there's a thing called the nursing bank, which is basically like a flexible job, where if you're not a qualified nurse, you start as what's called a band 2, which is a care assistant, and you go online, or they will email you or text you shifts that are available, and you can just pick and choose where you want to go, whether that's for half a day or for a whole day. And it's just really flexible as to what you want to do and when you can work. I think you only have to work like once a month or something like that to stay in their books. And I fully recommend doing that, or volunteering at a care home or a nursing home, getting a job as a care assistant in a nursing home. Day centres are also really good experience. You do a lot of personal care there, even just talking to people. I was insanely shy, had like no confidence, hated talking to people. Nursing fully totally helped with that, because you have to speak to people, like you have to make conversation. And I totally recommend doing a job within the care field before you start, or even doing your training, because it just gives you more experience.
I think that's a really good way of like coping with the kind of potential for overwhelm, or not really knowing what it looks like to do the personal care. Because I remember when we've been friends for years, and I remember when you got into nursing and you talked about some of the things you had to do, I was like, I did not realise that was part of nursing. Like, so when as much as you can about what you're getting yourself into is probably pretty key.
You may not think you have to wash people as a nurse, but let me tell you, you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now you talk about them so like, it's just part of the job.
Like, once that uniform's on, and once you've got your apron and your gloves on, you literally can do anything.
Next question is, did you have to do really well in school to be a nurse?
I laughed at that question because I think I did awful in school. I applied for paediatric nursing, children's nursing first, and got interviews, and I went for interviews, and I had to meet these conditions that they give you, and I think all I had to get was like a B in biology, and I, being me, was like, yeah, I could totally do that, I can nail this, and then just didn't study because I thought I knew everything about biology. I didn't. I got a D. And so never went to uni the first year I left school, and thought my life was over, and I didn't really know what to do with myself, so got a job in a finance company, which was the worst thing I could ever do because I hated it. It was so boring. But was still determined to go to university, so applied for adult nursing, and also studied human biology at college, just in case they needed something, which I thought they would have. I had that under my belt, and then somehow managed to get an unconditional offer, and I don't know how I did that. In school, I think I got 2 hires, which were in graphics and music, and then 2 advanced hires that were the same in graphics and music. So I have no idea how I got that unconditional offer, no clue. And then decided that I would study for my human biology, because I had an offer and was going to university, so didn't really care. And again, failed that one. But you can't do that at university. You got to pass all your exams to be a nurse. And let me tell you, I did, and I studied my butt off, and I got there. But if you don't do well at school, it's really not the end of the world. But this isn't me saying like, don't worry about it. It'll all be handed to you on a silver platter. Like, I don't know how I did it. Study, like, please study. You don't want to have these dreams and then have them crumble. It's really not fun. But if you struggle and you don't get what you need, it's not the end of the world. Apply. There's courses at college you can do. You maybe just need 1 or 2 hires, like go to college and do them at night. That's what I did. Or there's a course called Access to Nursing. It's an HNC course, and they basically put you through, I think it's for 2 years, and they put you through like almost the first year of nursing over 2 years. And then you can apply to university, and because you've got that course, you don't actually need the hires behind you to then get into nursing, and then they put you into your second year of nursing. So it takes longer, but you can still do it, whether you have the grades or not. So yeah,
I think that's so encouraging to hear of, like, you know, it doesn't matter if you don't get in on your first time. It doesn't matter if things go horribly wrong. There's so many different routes to get somewhere if you actually really want to do it.
Yeah, if you don't get in on your first try again, but also have a backup plan.
Yeah.
If you don't get into university, whatever course you want to do, if you don't get into university, have a backup plan, like apply for jobs at the same time. Because there's nothing worse than not getting in and then not knowing what to do and having to go to the job centre. Like, we've been through that. I've been through it before I went to uni, I've been through it after. It's brutal, and it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. You're made to feel stupid.
Yeah, they definitely respond to, like, if you're someone that's clearly like trying hard and you know, working towards something, then they definitely respond differently to you than if you're like, I don't know what I want to do, I don't really have any plans.
Yeah, definitely. Have a backup plan, apply for jobs at the same time, and then that gives you work experience as well, and that just
absolutely
it's a better path as well. So not getting into university is not the be all and end all. There's things you can do to get there.
Okay, last question. What do you like most about nursing?
I love the people that I meet. With the elderly, I speak to people who have lived full lives and have amazing stories to tell. I still get patients from the First World War coming through the door, and they have amazing stories to tell. And I think just getting to nurse them and care for them is really rewarding. And I think when you do something like well for somebody, or like if you've like the saddest part of the job is obviously watching and caring for people who are dying. I think it gets really rewarding when you know that you've made them comfortable, and their family members are understanding of that as well. So yeah, I get a lot of amazing stories coming through the door, which is just incredible. And also, I love the team that I work with at the moment as well. They're all lovely people, and I've made really good friendships along the way in my career. So,
yeah, love that. Thank you so much for your time today and for answering those questions. Thank you everyone who's watched, and keep an eye out for more employment videos coming soon. Bye.